SENAKO, for example, you know this kid. He started out as like a really critical lib fan of Bernie Sanders.
Bro, when he was 13 years old, he had Call of Duty videos that we found where he was literally talking about like anti-interventionist strategies in Syria.
What happened?
Well, see, exactly, dude. When he was those are 13-year-old perspectives. Only 13-year-olds like Bernie Sanders.
Did he lose brain
I'm not even kidding, dude. Yeah,
I saw those, but like now he just seems way dumber, less sharp.
I think in a way he is.
I mean, you can't really argue that considering he just screams in the conversations that he has with people. At least that was my experience.
Very smart, because I think I usually believe that a lot of content creators know exactly what they're doing when they portray themselves as like really stupid or really bigoted. I think they know, they're well aware of what they're doing. I think he's just like signaling to a broader audience, and he saw Andrew Tate's like,
he's pulling the Tate strategy. It's possible. It's possible. You know, it's possible that it's all. I don't know, man. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think it's all a performance from SENAKO. I think part of it's a performance, but he's like, it's almost like he's what is it called when you like live the role? You know, performance acting, balls acting. I don't know. You know, I think he's lost in it though, because like there's parts of it that are so. Like, I don't think SENAKO's playing dumb method acting. I don't think that he's playing dumb intentionally, honestly. Like, wow, this is a crazy game. I don't know. Because some of the things that he does are just, it's just, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like he's become dumber because he doesn't, I think that he just stopped caring. Like, part of it's a character, and then part of it's that he just doesn't care to engage critically anymore in anything. I think it's just a big joke to him and he doesn't care. And I think eventually he's going to get banned. And honestly, 2 years from now, I think SENAKO is gonna be back. I think he's going to get banned. And I think he's going to come back. And he's gonna be like intelligent again. I think that's what's gonna happen. So, you know, he's gonna come back and he's gonna be like, yeah, like that was a really bad part of my fucking life, and getting banned off, because my experience with getting banned off TikTok actually pulled me out of like the toxic sphere of TikTok. I think he'll be like, yeah, I got pulled out of the sphere. I couldn't do it anymore for a while, and like that really just kind of gave me the ability to just think for a second. And I think that's what's gonna that's the best case scenario for SENAKO. And then he could have like a very good, you know, very solid career after making such a fucking crazy mistake, you know?
Skyrocket, rise to fame. He probably had some personal motivations as well. He has talked about getting cucked and how that was a defining moment for him. I think that probably played a role in his life where he like...
It's true. It's just funny how he just said cuck instead of saying that him and his girlfriend were in like an open relationship and like slept with other people like together, and then he watched her have sex. Saying cucked is like fucked up, but it's true, man. That seems to be the defining moment of change for him.
Like, watch his girlfriend get bukkakied by 4 dudes at an orgy.
Is that
actually no? I thought it was just one guy. That didn't happen.
Did that really happen?
Was it? He like no, I'm not making it up.
What?
You guys didn't know about this?
Was it actually 4 guys, or is Hasan just like making like memeing and like exaggerating? I thought he was just like one dude where the two of them were like open together and they slept with somebody in the same room, but he like watched her. Was it 4 fucking guys? That's insane. Hey guys, toxic masculinity is when you don't watch your girlfriend get fucked by other people.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought the H3H3 Productions crew knew about all this.
I'm not.
Well, no, in H3's defense, they don't research anything they talk about, Hasan. So, you know, like you have to give them a little bit of credit here. You're friends with him. You should know this.
Not deep into SENAKO lore.
None of us know much about SENAKO.
You guys don't know much about anything you talk about. Let's be honest here.
Either. And then, you know, my hive mind.
So that broke it.
Right.
Wait, so was he a participant in the bukkake or?
No. He wasn't.
Oof.
From what I understand, he went to like multiple orgies. I think he was like in an open relationship, experimented. He seemed like.
Oh yeah, though he wasn't in like they went to orgies. It doesn't mean that she got bukkakied on by 4 people. I'm pretty sure that was like a little meme joke.
Like, he could have gone either way after that. He could have been like very confident about it, but he instead went like the manosphere red pill route. So I think there was like personal motivators as well.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you're gonna have to, like, if I ever went to an orgy with my wife, I'd probably have to divorce her. I don't think I couldn't handle other people fucking my wife. Just couldn't do it. Toxic masculinity, guys. Sorry. You just have to throw the whole bitch away at that point, you know. SENAKO calls me Papa John's. Yeah, that's silly. It's funny. I wish I could talk to SENAKO again. Not even for content. Just like see what's up. Like, how is he doing? How is he holding up through all his bans and shit? You know what I mean? Because there would never be like a productive conversation there. You know.
Well, that kind of played a role in his like radicalization, his short radicalization.
Wait, tell me more about the bukkake. You glossed over that.
Shouts out to Patrick CC. Who, even though he said I played a role in SENAKO's radicalization, and I disagree with him on that.
Yeah, come on.
Did he say that? I watched the Patrick CC video. I don't know if I could just forget that part. What role did Patrick CC say that he played? Hasan played in that? Because I don't think that he did. Because he said talk shit about SENAKO. I mean, I don't understand that. Because like I understand that some people go radical because there's no space for them on like the other side. But SENAKO has a lot of like reasonably minded, like middle-minded friends, so he doesn't have that excuse.
It's got to be a bukkake or something dramatic
No,
like that.
what? So I didn't really know much about SENAKO other than like watching some of his like 1 minute podcasts or whatever, like his like OG interviewing random people.
Oh yeah, because like Hasan. Oh yeah, no. What he said was Hasan didn't understand the podcast. SENAKO did a podcast where he pretended, or did a 1 minute podcast where he like pretended to be misogynistic. I guess he's committing to the method acting. And then like it turned out it was like more of a progressive take or something. That's my understanding. I could be wrong about that. I remember watching the video and being tricked about it. And originally I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And then I was like, oh, this is a character. So I turned it off because I was like, this is, I don't really care. And I think Hasan didn't get the joke, but that doesn't mean it's Hasan's fault. Right?
On the street shit that he was doing. And I always thought that there was like some sussy stuff there. Like he seemed like a big like free speech, defends hate speech kind of guy. And he basically was never this aggressively like right-wing manosphere pilled. You know what I mean? He was never this like red pilled, I guess.
We know what you mean, brother.
Until Andrew Tate started popping off. And I think he saw that. He saw the success of Andrew Tate. And he was like, oh, I could do this. This is easy as fuck.
Right.
And he probably also personally had some motivations
what am I supposed to
as
do
well.
here?
Like he personally believes something.
But no, stop. Anyway. Tell me about the bukkake. So they went to an orgy. Do you know for sure like a bunch of dudes finished on her face like that?
He literally talked about it. He openly like... This is information.
Can you find that?
This is information that you couldn't extract out of me in a black site. Okay, like the CIA could black bag me, put me in a fucking airplane, fly me out to Egypt, and I would not tell anyone a soul.
Well,
okay?
it's part of his manosphere story. It's part of his journey.
But yeah, he just
wait. Oh yeah. So this is interesting. I was watching. Someone made a video about him, and then I saw him wearing an H3 shirt. That's
an L3 L3 shirt.
Yeah, and then I saw he made this video about me.
Bro, this is so
the thumbnail's so good. Can you pull up the thumbnail?
Like in the game.
But it's called SENAKO reacts to H3 before he sold his soul. And then here, just listen to what he says here, because we're talking about the capacity for people to change. Is this the timestamp, baby? Because I can't see. You said it's at 30 seconds.
That's good. That's good. It's timestamp.
It's
do I just die here? I can't go down.
See the camera's covering.
Safe space for anyone.
Wait, let me go back.
Stand up confrontation. You sit there and get fatter every single week.
Again, it's like the same thing. It's like fat man bad. It's incredible that that's pretty much their only criticism. Fat man bad.
Yeah.
He got.
Yeah, in the red pill sphere, there's really not like a whole lot of like intelligent criticisms of anybody that's fat. It's usually just like you're fat, I don't have to listen to you, and it's kind of like boring and intelligent. You know. So.
Fat. You hate fat.
I think that's partially what like breaks a lot of their brains when it comes to me too, because it's like they're like, I can't say he's fat. So that's what that's what they get mad at. It's like, bro, that's not the main thing here. You know what I mean? You shouldn't just worry about that. You know?
Yeah. He's fat. It's crazy, bro. I just went to a random spot in this video and he's talking about how I'm fat.
Space, because I promise you H3.
I mean, my wife hasn't been bukkake in front of me, so I have that going for me.
I didn't even give you the full details.
Hey, Ethan, you want to change that? I can't do that. I have a wife, but Eva's kind of is cute, in my opinion. So why not, bro? Fuck it.
I think
Why are you holding out?
Well, because you pulled the video.
Okay, so let me just do this.
Will never be a safe space for anyone.
What are you saying? I want to
know. I know. I gotta go back.
God damn it.
Okay,
are just as triggered for them to unsub, call us cucks, downvote the video. You're just for the record, you guys on the right are just as triggered now as the people on the left. Everybody's fucking triggered. And what I don't know what kind of are you looking for a safe space, guys? Are you guys all looking for?
Yep. Bro, he just outlined his entire theme of the podcast. A safe space where you can't debate, where you can't have confrontation. You sit there and get fatter every single.
How's it?
I mean, he does like Ethan. It's a very new thing for him to have conversations, and he really just had a conversation with I guess YouTubers that he disagrees with. He just had one with Gideon, but like outside of that, he usually won't engage with people. So I mean, I guess some of this criticism is somewhat valid. Obviously, it gets lost in the "you're fat" jokes, or not really not a joke. He's just saying you're fat, so it kind of like ruins the credibility of what he's saying. Which is one of the problems, right? Like, once you go with, like, oh, you're fat, it's all of a sudden people are like, yeah, I'm going to disengage. I don't care anymore because it's not an intelligent criticism. but outside of that, you could have had like a reasonable criticism. Oh, I'm getting shot at.
This is a safe space, bro. Weird. Okay,
the,
Bobby,
the, the, the
podcast
problem
is
is
us
like
arguing.
the problem is like they say this all the time. Like, dude, debates are pseudo intellectual sparring. It's wrestling for weirdos who think like it's the primary form of showcasing your intellect.
So okay, so Hasan's not like really wrong, but I think that okay, I don't know. I guess if I'd have to be if I'm uncharitable, I would say Hasan knows what he's doing to mix like conversations and debates together. A lot of people, but like I'm trying not to be so biased, guys. I'm sorry. But like there are literal debate lords on the internet who will just debate to win, like your Voshes, right? But then there's people who like want to have conversations, like I'm gonna say your Abbas, right? Like Abba from Abba and Preach. Like that's a conversation. He's not trying to debate anybody. It's about like being. It really, I think the difference is about like what the intention is coming into the conversation. Are you coming into the conversation to just try to like dunk on the person, or are you coming into the conversation because you want like you're willing, or you have your mind. Oh my god, I can't fucking move. I get locked into this shit. You have your mind is open and willing to engage with some of the other things or differences in opinion that somebody's saying. And I would say that like a lot of the bigger YouTubers, they're not like that. Like Gideon wasn't doing that. So conversations are really good. Conversations are what make our fucking world go around. Honestly, I know it sounds a little corny, but it's true. But like not everybody's doing that, and I'd argue that there's not a whole lot of like big debaters out there that are trying to that have like a real issue with Ethan. Like SENAKO would just go in there and just fart his way out of the car. He just like, you're fat, blah blah, and he makes sounds. But outside of that, there are plenty of people that disagree with Ethan that would be willing to have like a legit. I mean, I would. That'd be cool because I keep saying I would like to like Ethan, but it's hard to sometimes.
Or testing your metal, testing the metal of your, ideology or your beliefs.
No. I can't bring up Destiny. I can't say Destiny's a good conversationalist because then Ethan won't have me on the podcast because Hasan will say he doesn't like me even more than he doesn't like me now. All right, I gotta pretend I don't like Destiny. I have to pretend I hate him. I have to pretend that Destiny is the worst content creator ever. He's transphobic. He's homophobic. He's a rape apologist. He's a bad guy, and I'm happy he got banned on Twitch because he for being transphobic. He's a bad guy. You shouldn't watch him. He should be deplatformed. He's platforming Nick Fuentes. For that, he should be permanently banned. I mean, if you really think about it, Nick Fuentes might be the next Adolf Hitler. We have to stop that. He's just providing a platform for Nick Fuentes to speak. Some of this is actually kind of true, but in Destiny's defense on that one, I will say I think that the engagement with Nick, well, he's too friendly with Nick Fuentes. That's the problem. But the engagement, I'm fine with the engagement because if you can like counter what Nick says, you can probably de-radicalize some of the people listening to him. But outside of that, the whole "let's go get chicken and waffles" thing is kind of negates the good he's doing because he's making him seem like too friendly. It's like your friendly neighborhood racist anti-Semite. Hey guys, fucking black people is the same as fucking dogs. Please be my friend. That's pretty much Nick Fuentes in a nutshell.
In the marketplace of ideas, like no, it's just content, and it is just content, especially for a lot of these people who do end up debating one another and then become friends with one another. It's like I think that's fucking gross. If you hate someone, what the fuck? If you hate their worldview, how the fuck are you gonna sit there and be homies with them?
What? That's weird to me. Like it depends on what you're debating. Like if you're debating like it depends on what you're debating. Like okay, let's pick a topic. Let's say it's a healthcare debate. And one person's for universal healthcare and the other person is for private healthcare. And the private healthcare guy is like, hey, listen, I just think that the government is failing and that's why I'm not for it. And the healthcare guy is like, I think the government can do good enough and make things cheaper. They're both coming from a positive faith situation where they're both like, they're not like if the no healthcare guy said I hate people and I want them to die, then you can't be their friend. But if they're like, you know what, I just don't trust the government, I could be that person's friend. I can understand where they're coming from. They're not a bad person. I understand not trusting the government, but I disagree to some extent. I think that we can still implement some kind of like universal healthcare, like a private and a public option, right? But like disagreeing with somebody doesn't mean you have to hate them. Like, what's your disagreement on? Like, if you hate some, like, what are you, like a single issue, like friend? Like, I don't understand it. If somebody doesn't agree with you 100%, you hate them? I understand there are things like that. Like, if you have a really strong opinion about abortion and you can't be friends with somebody who's, like, pro-life, if you're pro-choice, I get that. I get that. But if it's not as big, like why, like fundamentally, having a disagreement is going to happen. Yeah, I guess in Hasan's mind, there's a correct answer and then there's evil answers. Well, my thing is I feel like I'm correct on like every one of my political stances. I don't care if you disagree. But like, I don't think that you're evil for disagreeing with me. I feel like everybody kind of operate, like you should operate like that. You should be confident. Like, yeah, I'm right and you're wrong, but I don't hate you. You know? That's called confidence. I don't know what happened to that.
You know what I mean? Especially if they're like a Nazi or some shit. So
yeah, I mean, debating's more a test of your like verbal skills than a test
100%.
because it's all about like got
Yeah, it depends on the debate. Like, yeah, sure.
you with this and what do you say? It's like it's not.
But like, see, the problem is that like Ethan tried to get Gideon on a bunch of gotchas when he had like his conversation with him, which was kind of shitty. Like he would bring up like random shit to try to get him on. Like, oh well, what about that? Like randomly. So you kind of do that a little bit too. Like I don't know, man. I don't know. I wish I could just talk to Ethan. I wish I could just pick one topic and just have like a nice conversation with him. Not like a gotcha, like an actual just like, hey, what's up? Having a chatty poo with him. All right. You have to like me now, Ethan. Keemstar hates me right now. He's very upset with me. So that like that should be my in. If Keemstar hates me, you have to like me. Those are the rules of engagement for Ethan, okay?
Not really.
I do it all the time, and I do it all the time. I don't like doing it. I think it's silly, and I think that the environment that it fosters is really.
When do you don't debate at all? You're very anti-debate. What are you talking about? You had like what was your last? What? Who's the last person? Am I just wrong? Who's the last person Hasan even debated? It wasn't like Christian Walker like months ago. What is he talking about? He's very anti-debate, and he usually will say that he doesn't want to like clout share. That's like a big one.
Toxic and not good for learning, not good for making better arguments, ironically, like educating people about your worldview.
But all that being true,
no, it actually can do those things really well. Again, it depends on like how you're engaging in the debate. If you're just measuring your dick, of course it's not going to work. But if you say things that aren't for your audience, like, yeah, like a lot of people go into debate and they'll just say things that their audience agrees with to get a virtuous win. But if you go in there with like a level head, like, yeah, it could be incredibly powerful to have debates. Or I'm going to call them conversations. I'm going to separate the two of those things, even though they're usually packaged together.
well, I've had debates.
Oh, Andrew Tate. Yeah, he did go with Andrew Tate. But yeah, but like even in that instance, in Hasan's defense, like he actually like went in there and he went in there and like debunked what Andrew Tate was saying. It wasn't a rhetorical win. It was like a factual win. I feel like a lot of people could have looked at that and been like, oh, you know what? Hasan is right. And to be honest with you, to double down on what Hasan said before, like it even makes more sense because Hasan is like he's not your typical lefty. He's like somebody who is physically, he's tall, he's strong, he's physically fit, he's attractive. There's no like rhetorical argument that a red pillar can make against Hasan. So like if anything, like Hasan's proving himself wrong here that like these debates actually do work especially well and that he was a positive impact on that. So what is he on about?
On this, so I don't know what he's talking about. But anyway, let's get to the point.
Safe space? Because I promise you, H3H Productions will never be a safe space for anyone.
What?
For safe space? Because I promise you, H3H Productions will never be a safe space for anyone.
He's loving this, by the way. We're giving him so much. We're giving him so much attention.
It's fine. I don't care.
Fine. I cut through the bullshit.
Well, hold on a second. You're giving him so much attention. So was released yesterday, and this Leftovers podcast is released the day before that. I'm pretty sure SENAKO was banned at this point. Pretty sure SENAKO already had his YouTube ban at this point. He was mostly, oh yeah, Hasan has a painted nails. Yeah, you got me on that one. I'm pretty sure that SENAKO was like banned off of Twitter and YouTube at this point, at least for a week. So I don't think you're really giving him attention. I think you guys kind of know he can't respond. Isn't that the whole? That's I mean, like whatever. Do you? I'm not trying to leverage a criticism on there because I don't really care. But I'm just saying. No, he's not shadow banned. I think he legitimately has a weak ban. He's on his like second or third strike, and after that Nick is not green video, he might get permanently banned. Which is, I mean, it is what it is, brother. Like, I mean, I think people are exaggerating when they say it's sexual assault. He's like threatening sexual assault, but like it's still sexual harassment. Which I said in my original video, by the way, you motherfuckers who don't watch my full videos, and then you complain about takes that I already had. Like you're like, you didn't say this. Like, yeah, I did. You listen. But.
And cut through political affiliation because. We'll speak our mind and cut through the bullshit and cut through political affiliation.
Why are people saying Jew?
They're saying that in the chat.
Do you not see it?
Yep.
That's there you go, buddy.
Yeah, because SENAKO is like feeding into the conspiracy theory that Jews run the world. That's probably their whole thing now. Like that's their meme because they're like they're friends with like Nick Fuentes. It's actually really fucked.
People that like Jews, people that do this kind of content and see like violent anti-Semitism, and they don't they don't like do anything to
I don't know what the
curtail
moderation
that.
tools are on YouTube. To be fair, I don't know how easy it is to moderate YouTube, but
You the same. You just say, you could, yeah, no. But these are your fans, bro. Does that not disturb you?
No, it doesn't. He doesn't care.
But anyway,
Come through political affiliation. Speak your mind.
W Crusaders. What the fuck? Why are they saying W Crusaders?
my point of showing this all is that this guy used to be a Bernie
What am I
Sanders
supposed to do?
fan, and he's acting like a video from 7 years ago in my like enlightened centrist phase.
But you aren't even
proves
saying
that-
anything wrong. You're talking about how right wingers are also constantly looking for a safe space. No.
Yeah, no, I was, but he's also
I like how Ethan got Ethan boils all of his old perspectives down to like the enlightened centrist, which is like basically just like a regurgitated Hasan take. But then even Hasan's like, no, I think that this was actually decent. And it's like you're making him question his whole thing. What are you doing, Hasan? You can't overload his brain.
So I've
that's
never
true.
claimed that this podcast is a safe space, but I think his point is, look how he's changed. He's a hypocrite.
Yeah.
But this man changed in a different direction from being a Bernie Sanders supporter to being like whatever the fuck this is now. To
Okay, all right.
his girlfriend getting bukkake. That's not a political affiliation. I just want to remind him that happened. Not there's anything wrong with it if you're into it, but clearly it broke.
Sounds like he's not.
It broke him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it broke.
He was conflicted about it, but it's like weird because I've said this before. I don't have an issue with this. I don't have an issue with repeating this, but like SNEAKO is unlike many of the other Manosphere guys, like especially because he had like a shred of creativity in the beginning.
Right.
He's a creative dude. He's also an attractive dude, I think. People will
Again.
not agree with me on this, but like I think he's like he's a good looking guy. He could have just as well, if he had like a better personality, if he didn't like go down this like weird radicalization path, like he could have been like a normal content creator. He could have gotten the bag with the Mr. Beast stuff instead of trying to expose Mr. Beast. You know,
Well, I think that exposed Mr. Beast thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, happened before the whole Manosphere thing. I think that like SNEAKO is very sensitive. I think he's always been very sensitive, and he's been good at hiding it because I don't think that SNEAKO was super into controversy. But I think that was before it, and yeah, I think that happened before. And I mean, SNEAKO's always been incredibly sensitive when anybody like kind of engages with him in a disagreement or makes him feel slightly like threatened. Like if you threaten SNEAKO's masculinity, he gets very upset. Or if he perceives like a threat in his masculinity. But yeah, I think that was before that whole thing.
you know what I mean?
Right.
Like there were a couple different turning points in his career. It seems like after watching that Patrick CC video, like there were a couple different turning points in his career that basically got him to this point. You can still change your path, my friend. But I see-
changing, in his opinion, is change equals hypocrisy, which is weird. I always say that conservatives, they
Yeah, that's true. He just made a video talking about how his views have never changed. I think I didn't watch the actual video, but I saw that he made the video. So I guess like to him, he thinks everybody's just like saying the virtue signaling, and so
they don't believe in change, which is weird. Is a weird thing. I mean, normal human beings.
No,
are
they
supposed
love
to
it.
change.
Well, you would love change as a Jew, right, Ethan? It's a little joke, by the way. I have to qualify this because so that after I get put up on Reddit, I'm a little ethnically Jewish. It's just a little joke. You know what's funny though? I was talking to my mom, and she's like, I was like, when Papa got, when you were younger, she doesn't call me Papa. She didn't call me that. It's not my name. But she was like, when you were younger, and I didn't even know this when I was like young, when I was like in my I guess like 10-ish. She's like, you know what you used to do? She's like, you used to go to the ice cream man, and you would try to barter a deal. She's like, the ice cream would be $1, and you'd be like, what if I got 4 for $3? And it would get to a point where the ice cream man would be like, no, I can't do that. And then, but it would get to a point where I was so annoying and persistent that that he would just be like, all right, fine, whatever. Like you just get the fuck away from me. That was the whole thing. How fucking crazy is that? How fucking crazy is that? Isn't that nuts? It's just crazy.
They love it. They love it when Dave Rubin changed his politics. They love it when SNEAKO changed his politics. You
Anyway,
know
I
what
want
I
to
mean?
show this thumbnail. Look at this. Before and after. Yes. A glowing
thumbnail.
legend. And now a fucking demon zombie. And SNEAKO, of course, glowing angelically, just like his girlfriend's face after getting 5 bukkakes on it.
bukkake.
Just saying.
Yeah.
So
Like, I mean, the bukkake joke is like, yeah, it's funny, but like, you're just really beating the dead horse. It's not. It has become unfunny now. It's just like kind of a boring joke at this point. But I guess humor is subjective. But then again, I really can't. I mean, honestly, I can't really talk because Ethan actually has a really good friend that's a professional comedian that trained with Vince Vaughn. I don't know don't know if you've ever heard about this, but he trained he went to the same comedy school as Vince Vaughn did. So Ethan is definitely understands humor more than I do. So
here's the thing. With respect
saying.
to that, so he had like a relatively open relationship. It seems like from his he mentioned it. He had an open relationship, kind of. They went to orgies together. She wanted to go to orgies, and like
He pushed for it.
He makes it seem like she pushed for it, but I think he probably was into it, and I think he still is into it because like
I don't think
they
so.
went to 2 orgies in one night.
I think that she must have pushed. I think that she pushed him. I don't think that this is correct. I think that she pushed him into it, and like he went to it because he probably felt like a little pressured, and he probably maybe even wanted to try something new. He's certainly not into it though. But that definitely broke his fucking heart when that girl did that to him. Well, I mean, I guess she didn't necessarily do anything wrong, but she convinced him to go to the orgy, which just fucked his brain. It just like potatoed his brain a little bit. So.
Oh,
Like, how the
that's
fuck-
disgusting. I'm
How
sorry.
the fuck do you know?
There's
Like, how do you know?
Whoa, kink shaming Ethan? Relationship shaming Ethan Klein? What are you saying? You can't say that. You can't do that, bro. You can't relationship shame. That's freaked
2
up.
different orgies
Bro,
happening.
I'm sorry, but
They're on the mailing list.
look, there's nothing wrong with going to orgies and free sex and all that and having fun if that's your cup of tea. Great. 2 orgies in one night, that's it. I got to draw the line. That's too much.
Too many orgies,
That's
man.
too much, bro.
Too many.
That's too much, dude. You gotta chill. So keep going.
So,
Tell me more.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, he said basically that watching his girlfriend get fucked by another dude was similar to like getting robbed. Like he felt like that was a similar experience to him.
Mm-hmm.
But then he also went to like multiple orgies
Should've
after
stopped,
that.
probably, right?
Yeah, they stayed there. They kept doing it, you know, and then they went to another orgy. They went to 2 orgies in one night or whatever, and he made it seem like that was like a defining moment for him, and that really changed his perspective, which is weird because like you could have been like, I didn't like this experience, I don't want to do this anymore, and then been a healthy person, or you could have been like, I like this experience, and you know, I liked it, I enjoyed it, and I'm going to continue.
Yeah, you certainly could. But I think that's like a lot of things that happen, especially in young relationships, where one person wants to do something and they're being selfish and the other person doesn't, but they feel pressure to do it because they're with that person. And it's like one of the unfortunate things that you have to like learn in a relationship is how to set boundaries with your partner and be like, you know what, I don't want to do this, I don't like this, even if it means they're going to leave. Because if you don't like it that much, like you shouldn't force yourself to be in that relationship, you know?
Continue doing it and be a healthy person. It's just a matter of like confidence versus insecurity, and then the way you carry yourself through these sorts of interactions. And I think that's the defining strategy of.
Wait, well, hold on.
That's the defining strategy of like a lot of the Manosphere content creators is that they just basically use their insecurity as a selling point to attract a gigantic audience of
Right.
also very insecure, if not more insecure men.
They don't see that about themselves.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Yeah, probably. But again, like some men are feeling like a little disenfranchised by the system. That's probably why some of them have that perspective. You know, it'd be good to try to de-radicalize those young men, but some of them are probably going to be lost. But I guess that's just how it always works. Huh?
They think that like
But it's so obvious.
the fake it till you make it, over the top confidence that they present themselves, or over the top masculinity that they present is like an adequate way to overcome the insecure allegations, which you're not beating those, I think.
And yeah, I mean, Andrew Tate, if you look up to this guy, and I know SENAKO does because I watched this video about him, he is a deeply, deeply unsolvably insecure man. I mean, clearly just damaged man from the bottom of his soul. But you say he...
Do you think so? Yeah, I guess maybe. I guess I wouldn't say deeply. I think he's incredibly immature. Absolutely. But
He saw someone have sex with his girlfriend. Did he, in fact, was there a bukkake on her face?
He said there were 4 dicks,
4 dicks.
all pointed at her girlfriend's face, at his girlfriend's
Oh,
face.
that's
Does
okay.
that actually say
so
that?
that's
I
a lot
didn't
to
hear
take
that.
in if that's not something that you're ready for.
Yeah,
I think it broke him.
but
Oh,
I
I'm
think
sorry,
he literally,
bro.
but I think he did end up like it could have been so wonderful. Like he could have just literally been like,
wonderful.
there are 2 ways out of this. Could have been like, I didn't like it. I realized it's not for me, and
Right.
I want to
Yeah, we get
maintain
that,
like a
yeah.
monogamous relationship. Don't even know if it's possible after that to continue being in a monogamous relationship with that same person. Maybe it is. I don't know. Or you could have just been like, this is something that I'm into. I like it.
Yeah, we get that. You said that already. We like that's the thing again. Like that's like how relationships work. Is unfortunately, you know. Yeah, once like is this guy? Okay, that's why I have to like actually let it. Oh no, I don't. Yeah, and that's just unfortunately how some of this shit works. Where like one partner wants something, and we talked about it before. We just talked about it, so
and just been normal about it. You know what I mean? And promoted it and been like, it's not for everybody. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I don't personally care. I get to fuck all these other girls. Like, you know what I mean? I'm into it. I like it.
It sounds.
Okay, what a good video. I guess that was something. Oh, I gotta back. Whoa, that was sus. Oh, that's how you beat him. You get it to go underneath him. Oh, look at how sussy and smart I am. How you like that? Okay, but yeah, that was something. That was an interesting video. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and another special shout out to all my Patreon and Twitch subs. If you'd like to support this channel further than you already have by just watching the video alone, go down to the links below where you can sub on my Patreon, which will allow you to get your name on this beautiful black wall. Or you can go to the Twitch page and you can actually use a free Amazon Prime sub, if you have Amazon Prime, to subscribe. Thank you very much, guys. Take care.